Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I wanted to update y'all on where I've been and what I've been doing, and I figured I would do so while designing a level for one of the video games that I'm making using the level designer that I made. However, I want to be transparent in telling you that I did use AI to make this level designer and to learn how to code while I was at it. I know the usage of AI in any capacity can be off-putting to some, so I wanted to give people the opportunity to close the video before contributing to the views if that is their wish. So with that out of the way, I'd love to let you know what I've been up to for the past few weeks. I have really missed making videos, making Kerbal, talking with y'all, but due to some life events, it made me realize that I needed to utilize my time a little bit better. I was devoting about 50 to 60 hours a week on my channel, making videos, 4 videos a week, researching new games, trying to keep an eye out for trends, look at different things, trying to discover tricks and things like that, and it was a lot of fun. It was good work, but it was starting to run my life a bit. I was spending more time making videos than doing the things that I needed to do, spending time with loved ones, that sort of thing. And while I loved the fact that I had the ability to create for as long as I did, I do need to take a moment and realize when my priorities need to be focused on some other things. And so in doing so, I stopped making videos for the time being. The goal is to get back to it, but in a way that I can utilize that time and not be stressing out at the fact that I am needing to be a little bit more productive with my life in order to sustain things. And so spending 60 hours a week was not ideal. So if I can get myself back to a more comfortable position, then I can start making Kerbal videos again. Maybe just even in a lesson capacity, just a few episodes per week, as opposed to three Kerbal episodes, 2 running series, and RP1 every week. And then plus the Sunday games of everything. I do want to finish a few of the series that I have going so far. I do actually have footage. I finished the altars. I meant to be getting this out before I took a little bit of the sabbatical to work on some other things. I meant to get that video out. However, I just ran into time constraints and was unable to, but that video will be coming soon because, you know, I have all the footage there. I have everything edited. I need to get down to the voiceovers and editing and the transitions and all that stuff. So we will be doing that. We also took a second, just randomly on one day, I decided, I'm like, oh, you know, I'm going to open up Outer Wilds, see how things are going. Maybe I'll just fly around a little bit and just have a little fun. And within like 3 minutes, maybe less, of taking off from the planet's surface, I realized that I probably already knew how to land on the quantum moon, something that had been eluding us that entire time. And so before I even really got the chance to think about what I was doing, I was heading toward the quantum moon. And I just barely had enough time to get my camera started and record the function, but we have a whole episode on the quantum moon there, so I want to get that done as well. And I don't have any more of the Janus project stored up now, but the save file is still there to be returned to when we can. So what are we doing here? This is a level designer that I made. I started with a blank document and using the Python language tried to build out a way to design a video game from within the video game itself. I did use AI to help me set this up using Gemini 2.5 Pro, but for the most part, everything in this had been kind of tweaked and adjusted myself. There was a lot of errors that I had to fix, and it was more than just, oh, hey, this doesn't work, let's fix it. I actually spent a lot of time looking into bug fixing and reading code so I can have more control with this, and I actually learned quite a lot. I'm very happy with it. I do need to get the lighting effects added. I tried to do that right before making this recording, Ended up breaking my version, and I had to revert to a more stable one. But nonetheless, I wanted a way that I could design the level for my game without having to, deal with AI very much. I'd like to, have a room where a shop can be made, where a person can sell, various goods. But rather than, explaining to the AI that, like, oh, I want this wall here, and a sign there, and a bookcase here, only to run into errors and have to, fix all that and re-specify, do all that. I wanted a way that I could just set it up myself, and then when it came time to working on the game's mechanics, I can just start working on that as well. I can just import the scene that I have and then go from there. And this, as well as making a tool that I can use for multiple projects. I kind of like working in 3D. It was a lot of fun. My first project, I will have a video on. It's almost ready. I have a game that's actually I'm looking to put out called Art Attack, a 2D merchant shop, art supply store, merchant simulator, mouthful. But yeah, I've got that game that I'm trying to finalize and get ready to put out. So I first started with the game design in two-dimensional, just a single HTML file. I also designed a polar clock, an application for time management that's actually been helpful. It was what I learned this whole process with, was just trying to design a utility for myself. I have loved polar clocks for over a decade, and have been waiting for someone to design a clock that had the features that I wanted, with the styles that I liked, just basically exactly what it was that I needed. Nobody has made yet, so decided to take it upon myself to make it. So that was my first start. I'm going to be listing my GitHub in the description below if anybody wants to keep up with some of the projects, or check them out for themselves. I'll be doing that, but you can find me under the name Salamanca Tech, because that is going to be what I produce these applications through. But I'm pretty excited. I have some big goals for this. I also have another application that I'm working on in a more commercial aspect, but I really I fell in love with game making. I was actually just working on a regular app, and I was trying to test out a feature, and I realized that I could essentially create a game within the Gemini canvas screen. And so it kind of went from there, realizing what I could do, what the limitations of all this were, and just kind of testing to see what I could come up with. And it got to the point where I realized I could actually probably come up with a lot, if I could just organize my thought, if I could recognize problems where they exist instead of just feeding the AI the error log and being like, I don't know what's the problem, but actually figuring out myself, thinking in advance of what problems could arise, and just getting an understanding of code. It's been really fun. I love creation. I'm a very creative person, so being able to work in a new medium has been just so much fun. So I want to share it with you, but I also wanted to make sure that I had enough to share something interesting. But I know that this isn't my typical thing. It's not Kerbal. Most people who follow me for Kerbal, and I understand that without that specific interest, there might not be a lot of interest in my channel, and I apologize. I am going to, like I mentioned, I am going to try to get back to it. But for the time being, I have to kind of focus my time elsewhere, and this has been a pretty great usage of my time. I've made quite a lot of progress in the past 2 weeks, and I'm really hoping I can kind of get myself into a better position project-wise to be able to afford myself the ability to make videos about gaming again. This is just, what I'm doing with my time. If nobody wants to watch this, that's fine. I won't make any videos. It will save me a lot of effort and hassle. But I have quite a bit of documentation of what I've been doing during this time, what it's taken me to get these games going. Tips and tricks I've learned along the way with AI-assisted coding. and all that. And so, I mean, it's not my usual stuff, but if any people are interested in that, if there is enough of a want from my channel to, you know, show some of that, show my progress with gaming, you know, give some of my knowledge with what I've been doing here so far, and just let me know. I'd be happy to do that. I really do enjoy making videos. My passion is in editing, video creation, but like I mentioned before, I'm a creative person. I like making things no matter what the medium is, and so by being able to integrate the editing and the video making process into this as well would be a lot of fun, you know. So to talk a little bit about what we've been doing on the screen, the game that I'm designing is another merchant simulator, but this one is dealing with a bookstore. So we are designing the basement level bookshop area, or at least the beginnings of it. There's still a lot more to go before or after this video ends, but we're getting the basics started, and might actually do some more designing of this in later episodes if people are interested in seeing the progress as it goes along. But yeah, we're gonna just use this spatial awareness and these you know, basic cubes with some textures that I downloaded. We have some objects that we're going to integrate here in a little bit. You'll see we have some 3D objects that I would also like to figure out how to design myself. So I am, like, during this whole process, I'm doing a lot of learning as well. I'm listening to tutorials, I'm watching people discuss this, I'm getting explanations from AI, from real people, you know, kind of learning what I don't know. With one of my projects, I have something called the knowledge debt, where after it was finished, I asked the AI to provide all the lessons and concepts necessary that it would have taken for me to know and understand in order to have created what it was that we did create. And so even though I utilized the AI to basically write the code for me, I still would like to know what it is that I'm doing. I enjoy learning, and if I could learn while creating something, while I can create something that I appreciate, what I enjoy, that makes me happy, that I'm proud of, oh yeah, I mean, that's just so much better. So let's get the little table on here. I do need to get better texture, not better textures, but more textures. Like, I like this wood, but there could be other designs for it, and I still have yet to master the texture replication. Some of them look pretty cheesy, like those scrapped walls. I have an idea for an architectural mode where it'll give me the dimensions or the distances between objects and all sorts of information that I can use to kind of set up my scene. So I've got a lot of ideas and plans for this. I'm really excited about it. If you see it turn red there, what that is I'm actually highlighting certain objects and deselecting them from being able to be selected, so that way they don't get in my way as I work. That was a feature that I really enjoyed. It took a while to get that implemented, because when I first did it, I was a little too vague and it broke a few of my other features, and so I had to kind of reel it back and get it working. But by being able to adjust what is being selected, I don't have to keep moving my mouse to deselect it. Like the floor, the wall, all of that, if I click on it, it's gonna want to select that cube. So go ahead and get it out of there. We also have the copy object, which has been pretty useful. I want to be able to just template some objects. I think that'd be pretty good, like these kind of wall coverings, these toppers that I've been making to kind of keep things clean. It'd be nice to have a templated version of that, but we're gonna get there. And the more that I use it, the more that I realize what my needs are going to be in order to this, like the lighting aspect. You know, I'm doing this the entire time, and I go to put in a wall sconce, and then I realize, oh shoot, well, this wall sconce is probably, like, I should probably put these in appropriate places for where they would be in a shop. And so that got me thinking about the lighting aspect, and I realized there's still more to do. It's not quite ready yet. Whenever this is ready, though, I am going to try to see if I can, provide it in some sort of way. I do like the idea of making the programs I make available. Yeah, see, here's where we start getting into the objects and start populating the scene with decoration. So, yeah, all these objects that I got, I downloaded for free from Polyhaven. Free website for that, so I really appreciate that. I'm going to be giving the attributes in the program in some way. It's going to be included because I always appreciate when people provide free licenses, and even if they don't require attribution, even if there's no necessary, like, hey, this is the creator of the item, sometimes almost specifically if they do that, I will definitely make the point to thank them. So yeah, so for the rest of the video, we're basically just going to be kind of populating this little area with some clutter, some design objects using just this basic object, and we're just, clicking into the objects that we downloaded. Oh, a cool feature of this that I'm really proud of too is I really wanted a way to design this, design a level as, seamlessly as possible, and I made sure to include language that would allow the user to upload a new object file while the game was playing, while it was loaded. Say I wanted a new type of cash register. So because this cash register for some reason is not wanting to apply its textures, but say I wanted to go get another cash register, I could simply just minimize the game, go open up the website, download the file, put it into place, and then when I go to load the game, or not even load the game, when I just open the window up again and unpause it, I can then immediately place the object. So my goal for this was just absolute creative freedom in level design as much as possible. And I know that there are things that I can do for this. I know that I could probably do all of this and more in Blender. I could probably just design my level using an actual level designing program or things like that, but I really just kind of like the idea that I made this myself. It's AI assisted coding, but I started with a blank document and I told it exactly what I wanted, what I needed, and we worked to get it going. And so I like the idea that it may not be perfect, but it's mine, and it's made doing this a lot more fun because I can kind of fully own everything on my screen right now. Even the fact that the program is working at all was due to my diligence in trying to bug fix and prevent things and test and make sure that everything worked according to plan. Yeah, I want to make that chessboard. I want to make that interactable, so in the game you can actually play some chess. And hopefully, like, as time went on, like, you can just swing by the board, move a piece, and then keep going with the day, and then at some point later the opponent will make their move, and then you can just kind of come by and be like, oh, they made their move? All right, let's keep going. It's a bookstore, so there obviously have to be some bookcases. I spend way too much time on these, especially since I get rid of basically half of them, but that's kind of how it goes. And I also noticed that I have my wall is slightly angled outwards. I didn't notice this until way later, so I'm gonna end up coming into a problem with that at some point. So these bookcases got a little annoying. I should actually go through and name all of these objects. It's bad practice that I haven't, and for the final build I will definitely want to do that, because I can open up the document at any point, and if each one of these has a name, then I can make changes to it based off of that if I want to just switch out an object or delete an object or anything without having to open the program. I can do that. I am going to want a better way to make planes. That's going to be something else that I need to work on. Sorry, some of this is like also me seeing the footage and being like, oh yeah, I do need to work on that, get that done. Yeah, look at that angle. Awful. And then I just go with it. I just rotate it to match and don't even bother fixing the problem, the root of the problem, and that's that the wall is angled. But no worries. I'm gonna figure that out for a while. Try to add the bookshelf texture. Didn't look good. We're gonna go ahead and switch that out, but not before moving into the back and making things a little bit difficult to select later. That looks alright. But yeah, so this is going to be available when I can. Like I mentioned before, I will include the GitHub link in the description below. My art attack game will be there. It's playable. It's not perfect. It still has some work. It's in early alpha, but you know what? It's almost in beta. It's almost in beta. I'm almost ready for, play testing and bug testing and all that stuff. But it is something that I'm very proud of, and I'm very excited for the future of. I still have a lot of ideas of what I want to add to it, and there's a whole feature that I had planned for it that isn't even implemented yet because it was kind of an extra feature. I don't want to get into it. I'm very excited about it, so I want it to be kind of a surprise when I do manage to get that update going, because that is a goal of mine. But yeah, and I'm also going to be trying to learn the Godot engine, G-O-D-O-T. I don't know how you pronounce that, but I'm going to try to port it over, because currently it's all in a self-contained HTML, just this huge 9,000 line file. And it works, it's stable, it's interesting, and multifunctional. It's really surprising at how much it is capable of doing. But yeah, I'm going to try to port it over to a little bit better of a game engine for future workability. I like that. I liked that cardboard box style, and the fact that it was all busted in on the top made that TV placement a lot of fun. But yeah, I'm kind of winding down on a lot. I don't have a lot left to say. It's a lot of just kind of just hanging out, enjoying the build with me. I appreciate everyone who's made it this far. Obviously, this is not my typical stuff, and the fact that you clicked on it at all and watched it, I appreciate. And thank you for everyone who's been patient with me and my channel, and everyone who sent me messages asking about me, concerned. I really appreciate it. It made me feel really bad that I haven't been able to do anything, that I basically just had to stop suddenly, but it reached to that point where I needed to kind of change what I was doing, or else run into the ability to not do anything. Right now I am selecting all the things that I don't want selectable, but we are also going to want to save our items, because this scene so far is unsaved, and I have a feature where you kind of commit your additions to the file, and then once they've been committed, they will appear every single time that file is loaded, just to kind of keep organization right. So this is me selecting everything that I can, and as you'll see, I'm going to change a file and accidentally deselect everything, but going back in there, everything was perfect, saved, nice. So we're going to actually mark this one for deletion, we're going to mark this one as review, and check it out later. We're going to mark the back for review, and we'll mark that for deletion. So as you see, when we go and load the game, we're going to save it as shop01. We're going to actually quit the game and reload it right now, persistence check. And as you see here, some items from our master scene got blended in here, so we're just going to kind of move this off to the side. Rather than deleting the object entirely, I like to just push them off to the side, mark them for deletion, and then go. But as you'll see in just a moment, let's just put these together. So mark them. We need to go into selectable mode, select mark them all for deletion. So that way, when we close the game, these will be gone. So we're just gonna move that over there, get it out of the way. So as you see, one of our bookshelves was deleted like we asked. This one is still marked for review, but we are actually going to mark it for deletion and then get it out of here as well. Like I mentioned, we ended up deleting half those bookcases, so I feel like it wasn't even really worth it to spend as much time on it as we did. But nonetheless, we are going to go put these two back together, put a little board in the back, and fix it. But as you see, the rest of the scene is as it should be. And that's because, you know, we marked everything for saving. But now that we have the ability to save the scene itself, which was, you know, a new feature. That's why I didn't even think about the fact that all we had to do was hit save scene. We didn't actually need to mark it for addition, but nonetheless, it's still a good habit. Yeah, see, look at that. Curved into the wall right there. Yeah, I just let it skip my mind. Anyways, not really much left to say. I mean, I've updated you on everything that I've been doing since I've been gone. Like I mentioned, I have a video of a playthrough of Art Attack that, if you're interested in, I will upload that. There's no commentary to it at the moment, but I could always add that. Maybe I do an updated version, because I feel like I've added a few new features since then. I don't know. There's a lot going on in my mind right now. I have several projects being balanced all at once, and currently video game design has kind of taken over my mind, but nonetheless. Alright, so we're going to get some card catalogs in here because it is a bookstore game, so what's better for books than the Dewey Decimal System? This card catalog was actually the first object that I downloaded, so it's kind of the originator, if you will. It's very nice looking. Yeah, so we're going to copy that object, and we're just going to make a new object here. And at first I decided to get them balanced, centered on the table, because I thought that looked nice. But then I remembered I have a picture frame object, and I was like, oh, you know, it might be kind of fun to have some clutter on the table just next to it. So I'm going to go ahead and move those objects over, and then to allow myself some room for the picture frame, only to realize that because of the fact that the picture frame has no texture to it, it didn't actually look all that great. It's just, you know, this hollowed out object with no texture. I didn't really like it, so I decided to try out one of our bowls that we have, a little hardwood bowl, but didn't have the objects that I wanted to put in there either, and it was a little too small, so I didn't like that either. That's the bowl. Yeah, so didn't like it, so we're actually just going to recenter these card catalogs back onto the table. There we go. There we go. And then select everything and move it on over. We're gonna have this back here. So it's very nice. I've really enjoyed making this video this morning because I just, you know, I got myself my coffee. I opened up an empty scene, hit record, and then got to work designing. And the next time that I hop in here, it's going to be the same scene that I'm working on. I have to add the lightings. There's the back room that I want to make, customer area. So, you know, I may just hit record again, track the progress. It's a lot of fun. Let's get this bowl to be something else. One of the plans that I have for the sandwich board is the ability to write your own message on it. I've been trying to find a nice chalkboard, like a nice handwriting chalkboard font. Then I'm going to add that into the feature. But of course, I want to make sure that we're not utilizing any fonts or files that we don't have the ability to use. So that is part of our process. Just going to make this little beam here to kind of hide the joint between the two bricks. There we go. Yeah, I had thought about doing some live streams on this as well, because I feel like this could be just a nice way to, you know, hang out with you, the viewer, as well as, you know, do something work-wise, do something productive while still being able to provide something interesting to look at. Yeah, also a lot of what I've been doing in the past 2 weeks has just been research and a lot of reading, a lot of compiling notes, gathering sources of information and stuff. And so, not the most interesting thing to make videos about. Yeah, you see here, I'm trying to select those boards in the back, but because the other objects are in the way, it was a little difficult. Every time I see that wall and just see how bad, because this was the moment that I noticed how bad that rotation was. It was right here. I'm like, wow, that is terrible. So just seeing it in the footage playback is a little funny. Left it go for so long. And then I also, this is gonna really bug me, but I forget to move the bookcases back up into place. Yeah, I watched that footage. I'm like, are you serious? I left that? I can't believe that. But gonna go ahead and mark these all for addition, make sure all the new pieces are in there, and then I think this is actually all we are going to do for our build today. I mean, this has been over half an hour's worth of work. I mean, I sped up the footage about 2.5 times, so significantly more amount of work. But as you see here, we can clear the scene completely and then load up the scene itself. Our objects marked for deletion are still there. There may be a bug because of the fact that they were originally marked for keeping, but so we'll have to still address that. But yeah, that is what I've been doing, what I've been up to, what I've been building, and what you could possibly look forward to the future. But anyways, that is where I'm going to leave today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you don't mind a little bit of a change up. If you did, think about subscribing. Drop me a like, let me know your thoughts, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care.